Greetings, friends, and welcome to Shouting at Dice, the Dragon Heist. My name is Matt German, and I'll be your Dungeon Master for this session. Playing with me, as always, are Penny German as Kara Stonesmith, a dwarf fighter who isn't a big fan of the harbor, Jordan Dietz as Elara, an ASMR cleric who can now add dragon to her list of friends, Chris Sturdy as Ekizi, a Minotaur druid whose pockets are lined with good intentions and Ritz bits, and Peyton Cogner as Azerath, a dragonborn paladin who's feeling much better now. This episode ended up being one of my favorites, and I really hope you enjoy it as much as we had playing. As always, please follow us at The Best Disguise, at The Pennykins, at Jordan Dietz, and at The Library Chris. And I finally learned that Peyton does in fact have a Twitter. He is at Peyton Cogner. Thank you.
If you remember last time, you went to the Blackstaff, to Vajra, and she, expecting a scolding. You expected a pretty good scolding from her, but rather she not necessarily condoned your actions, but was understanding of them, and just gave you guys some parting words of caution to be more careful in the future, but she was not upset with you at all, and instead gave you a second assignment to go and investigate with a young bronze dragon that had taken up residence in Deepwater Harbor, and learn of its intentions because it had been spooking some of the sailors. You guys took some potions of water breathing while Azerath stayed home sick, and went to investigate. You rented a fisher boat to take you out, went down underwater, and ended up fighting some octopodes, including a giant one. After driving the octopodes away, you did finally find the bronze dragon, named Zelipharn, excuse me, who was quite nice and pretty harmless. You guys learned that he was pretty much just taking time in the harbor to scourge the bottom of the harbor for treasure and checking the shipwrecks and such. He coaxed some treasure out of you guys, including Kara's necklace and several gold pieces from you, but then also asked you guys to investigate a strange contraption on the underside of a ship, which after some investigation you learned the ship is the flagship of a three-ship crew, or a three-ship fleet belonging to the Sea Maiden's Fair, a traveling carnival. And you convinced Zelipharn to take you to the flagship, boarded it with the permission of the crew, spoke very briefly with the captain of the crew. They were very reluctant to give you any information, but did land you an invite with their leader, Zardon Zord, invited you to dinner the following night. You guys then proceeded to go to the City of the Dead and meet with Sir Ambrose, Everyone, and convinced him to allow you to help patrol the cemetery and keep an eye out for the necromancer that had been stealing corpses and animating skeletons. You guys are going to begin the stakeout following your dinner tomorrow night, and it is going to last about a 10-day, as far as you can tell. Sir Ambrose had told you he was going to have you patrol for a 10-day. So, and that is where we left off there. So we're going to pick up that following morning, the morning that you guys are going to have that dinner that evening. You guys are all at your tavern. There is a knock at the manor door, so not the tavern door, but the manor door, early in the morning, where Ekizi, Elara, and Azerath are.
Elara answers it.
It is Jallister Silvermane, your contact in the Lord's Alliance.
Fuck that guy!
Behind Kara.
Kara's in the tavern down below.
Yeah, okay.
Good morning. I have a new assignment for you.
Okay. So many assignments.
It has to be done tonight.
Is there a problem?
We're just on a lot of assignments right now. So many dinners, so many necromancers.
Alright. right.
So
Necromancers at dinner.
Necromancers at dinner.
Very well.
Me too.
Regardless, we do need this to be done.
Okay.
May I treat with your companions? Where are they?
Guys!
May I come in? All
Um,
right. He steps into the.
I come downstairs one step at a time.
He comes into the common room.
It's
No,
very
you're on the
good.
same. You're on the same
Yeah,
floor.
Oh,
as
okay.
You can't
yeah.
get the floor.
Yeah. You only want to. You're on the base level of the.
Oh, okay.
The mansion. So you bring him into the common room. Do you guys have Did you guys ever buy couches and stuff or anything?
No.
Any soft amenities up here?
I think we were too worried about
There's
the
a
tavern
chair.
right now.
A chair.
There's a chair, and it's not a good
Yeah,
one.
he steps in and he just kind of looks around the barren room. Cozy. Then he addresses Elara. Harko Swornhold, an evil adventurer who was exiled 3 years ago for attempting to bribe a city magistrate, has returned to Waterdeep illegally. We think the Xanathar Guild is using him to incite violence. He was last seen recruiting Kenku in the dock ward. Find him.
Oh no.
Find him and quietly put him to the sword.
We agree, guys?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
sure.
Very well, I shall take my leave,
Good day.
leaving you to your quaint mansion.
Let me at him!
He departs.
You can come out now, Kara.
Oh, I didn't
She's
even know he was
downstairs.
here.
She's just sleeping in the middle of the floor in the tavern with her in her footy pajamas.
Yeah.
A full tankard in one hand and a half-empty one in the other.
Just kind of spilt over.
Yeah.
Drinks herself to sleep every night.
I fell asleep with her armor on, so it's like a
God.
cup holder.
Oh, jeez.
It smells like dead dwarf in here.
All right. So what do you guys do?
Do we think we can do this before dinner?
No. No. Have you met us? No.
Yeah. But we can at least start turning up some clues.
Yeah, let's do that.
We'll hit the streets.
All right. Are you going to inform Kara or
Yes.
invite
Yeah.
her along? Okay.
Just go in there. All these
So-
drinks stacked
So
up.
you guys are preparing in the morning, and Kara, they kind of fill you in on this, on the task at hand, and I assume you begrudgingly go.
Yeah, I'm gonna help them out.
I kind of figured you're helping the friends, not the alliance you do not like.
Silver
So-
can eat shit.
So to paint a picture, you guys are all preparing for the day, for the hunt in hand, so to speak. Azerath, I'm sure, is saying a prayer and sharpening his sword and getting his armor set. Ekizi, any kind of rituals you do before adventuring for a
probably.
day?
Yeah,
Did that already.
Imagine Ekizi's getting her clothes ready.
Yeah, what there is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Making sure I've got spells prepped for the day and...
So, at any rate, like I said, Elara and Ekizi are preparing your spells and writing them down in the spell book. And Kara, you're getting your armor set and going through your belongings, and we see you sitting at the bar, a mug sitting next to you while everybody is upstairs drinking, and in front of you, laying on the table, is a belonging, we'll say a dagger, an old dagger from one of the fallen, with a note next to it that says, Surad Swornhold, survived by his brother Harko Swornhold, the man you've just been tasked to go kill.
shit.
Who is leading the search?
I'll do it.
Alright, I need you to roll an investigation check with advantage.
And you're getting guidance for this.
Okay. 23.
Okay, yeah, so you guys head down there, description, you know, of course, what the man, or you've been told what the man looks like, his name, and that he's recruiting, trying to recruit Kenku. You start asking around, particularly, I imagine, some taverns and stuff, unless you had something specific in mind. And you talk to a few people, and they're like, yeah, no, he's been asking around and talking to some people and looking for some Kenku and stuff, and they kind of guide you around. So you're definitely on the trail. Takes you about 8 hours of searching to get this far. So you guys spend pretty much the entire day looking and asking around, and the last thing you get is, oh yeah, he's staying at this, or at least I saw him going into this tavern down the street, the Fisheye Tavern. And
Okay.
so you guys know where you have a lead. So you're not pressured to go there, but it is, you like look at the sun between the buildings in Dockward and determine that dinner is approaching. You guys head back home. You get dressed up and fancied up.
In my polo shirt.
Yep. So that does beg the question, though. If you guys are wearing fancy wear, is that to assume you are not wearing your armor? And are you taking your weapons?
Yes, because they're attached to my head. It's really hard not to.
I guess that's more directed toward bruisers.
Yeah.
I ask Elara if she can braid one of my hand axes into my hair to where it looks like a special, like, metal piece.
Okay, so
But it's like angled in a way where I can still move, but you can't see the handle like stick out.
Okay, so you're asking Elara, and you can do it. She is right here. But you would like Elara.
I don't want to talk to Jordan, so I'm going to ask you. She's me all day. Sorry.
So you would like Elara to try to braid your hand axe into your hair to make it look like it's part of decoration, but so you want to sneak a weapon in.
Can you help me braid this in my hair? I mean, if it sticks out a little bit, that's fine. It'll look ornamental, but...
Almighty DM, do I have to roll anything?
Oh, you're going to have to roll something for that. I'm just trying to figure out what you're going to roll for that.
Stealth?
I'm not wearing my leather armor or wearing my shield, but I did swap out one of my spells for bark skin, so I can cast that.
Okay.
And I can cast that on
see what
any of us if
mine
we
brought
need AC.
Elara, I want you to roll a sleight of hand check.
17.
You do an adequate job. You fix her hair up looking good. It's kind of difficult to actually masquerade it as anything but an axe, but you're able to do it to where it looks like it more of a decoration that is axe shaped.
Okay. Nice. Kind of like those, like, you know, ornamental daggers and stuff that they wear.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Cool.
I'm gonna hide a dagger, probably maybe in like a sleeve or something.
Okay.
There's no
But I will bring my battle axe, because that way, they're not, if I'm just obvious about a weapon, maybe they won't.
What about this?
It'll distract them from the hair weapon. So are you guys going to, you're going to meet at the two docked ships. Are you going to try to be early? Are you going to try to make it right on time? What's the plan?
I'd say early.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That way, in case something were to happen to, we can scout out the area.
Right. So it is a drizzly afternoon, or evening rather, just like pretty much every night in the past week has been. Like cold rain falls upon you, but you guys get to the docks and make your way up onto one of the ships. You are welcomed by some of the crew, and looking around, you see the crew is busy moving to and fro. They're all strangely, like, they're all humans, and somewhat attractive humans, men and women. So crowding the deck, and when you guys get a glance at, like, below decks, you see a lot of performers, carnies and such. You see cages with, catch a glimpse of, like, strange and mystical creatures, and there are a lot of covered wagons and for use in parades and carrying things. And while you guys wait, the crew tends to pretty much stay out of your way and ignore you for the large part. The captain of this in particular ship, Thailand Iluith, is the captain of the Heartbreaker.
I'm sure he is.
And he instructs you guys to wait patiently while they bring a dinghy is being sent from the Eyecatcher, which is the flagship, to come pick you guys up. What are you guys doing while you wait?
Oh, did they take my
No.
battle axe?
No, they have not. They have not taken your weapons, nor they like checked you or anything. I mean, I imagine you're not holding it at the ready. You've got it holstered, sheathed, something. But
I am going to look in the cages.
okay.
Do they let me?
No, they don't.
Okay.
They don't let you because they're all in their in the cargo and stuff, and you just kind of
Okay.
catch glimpses of it from here or there.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to start asking about them to some of the crew or the carnies, but
Okay.
they definitely when you kind of start shying a little too close. One of the crew's like, whoa, get back, and kind of you get back, you wait here on the deck.
Okay.
So. All right. I want everybody to go ahead and roll a perception check, please.
14.
9.
19.
21.
So, Ekizi and Elara, you guys are more distracted by the sights, sounds, and honestly smells of the carnival that this ship clearly encases. Azerath, you're kind of keeping an eye on the crew, just watching them work, and you kind of catch that every now and then, when they're talking, these humans, they're speaking common, but they almost have an elvish accent to them. And Kara, you're kind of catching him, and every now and then, you're kind of catch up on that as well. But you're also noticing that when they don't think anybody's looking, they do these weird hand signals to each other.
Are they looking at us all?
No. They only do it when they think that nobody's looking, but they're just signing at each other, like the crew, to basically convey messages to each other.
Oh, okay.
It's not like they're doing it like, oh, did you see that person over there? Look at those weirdos. No, it's like they're just signing at each other every now and then.
Can I
It's
kind
not
of
super
figure
obvious.
out what the gestures mean and do I see like a common one used in its reference to
You
like
don't have
a
enough
thing,
time to.
or...
You do not have enough time.
Oh,
to
okay. I
put
didn't know
that
how
together.
long we were waiting.
You
here
guys,
for.
you guys wait for about maybe half an hour, when finally the dinghy shows up and the captain comes up and, all right, your ship awaits. All right, so you guys are kind of crammed onto this little dinghy, crewed by a single of the crew, and he takes you guys out to the eye catcher.
And this is the part where they kill us.
Shanghai.
Yeah. The crew or the guy running the dinghy pulls a knife out and slits Ekizi's throat.
Yep.
Right. So you guys do
Sorry.
make it. You eventually make it to the eye catcher just as the sun is starting to disappear behind the buildings in the distance. You're welcomed aboard the ship, and just like the previous night, you're greeted by Lorath Tharn, who is the captain of the eye catcher. And he uses this way, and he escorts you down into the ship proper. As you guys are being escorted down into the below decks, you kind of glance over, and just passing a doorway, you see what you were pretty sure is a Nemorite. And you are brought to the captain brings you to the dining cabin. The dining cabin is bedecked with golden filigree, the purple curtains festooned with silken tassels, the wood paneling scented with perfume. A magnificent feast laid out on golden platters sprawls atop a mahogany table of exquisite craftsmanship. Even the doilies are something to behold. Standing behind it all with a wine glass in hand is a well-built, scantily clad man, his scarlet apparel designed to accentuate his trim figure and bountiful chest hair. A flashy rapier hangs from his stylish belt. "Welcome aboard the Eye Catcher," he says, flashing his pearly white teeth. "Zardoz Zord at your service." And he gestures for you all to sit.
Laura sits.
I
Are
said.
there any chairs that are okay for Ekizi to sit in?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
No, he when you glance around, you kind of look, and there's one chair that is significantly bigger and sturdier built.
Neato.
Like
sit in that one.
he very much planned for this.
Okay.
He knew you guys were coming, so.
I file that away in my head that he knew the makeup of our group enough to plan for this.
I sit.
Yeah, absolutely. And as soon as you do, you guys sit down, and seated in front of you are each a goblet of wine. Or not a goblet, even a glass. They're glass line. Big glass.
Oh.
Mm.
A
Yeah,
pint.
fancy,
A
fancy.
pint of wine. So fancy.
So Zardoz examines each of you with a charming smile on his face. And so, I've heard much of your exploits. You saved Lord Neverember's son. I've heard of several of your deeds and some of the illustrious alliances here in Waterdeep. But I don't know any of you. What are your names? Who are you?
I'm Elara.
Okay, I was like, is he gonna be like,
Alara,
go around the
charmed to meet you,
table?
Alara. Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you too.
And your silent companions?
I am Ekizi.
Ekizi. Very nice to meet you, Ekizi. You are a fine specimen.
I'm Azerath.
Strong
Oh my
name.
gosh.
Well built.
Kara.
Kara. Very nice to meet you, Kara. I'm glad that you all accepted my invite. I really appreciate it. I've been wanting to dine with you since word came to my humble carnival of your exploits. As luck would have it, you stumbled upon my ship, it sounds. What brought you here last night?
A dragon.
So I'm told. That is
Literally and figuratively.
quite a way to make an entrance.
That's what we do.
Well, I'm impressed. Very impressed.
Thank you.
How did that come about? What brought you on a dragon to my humble ship?
The dragon was curious about something that was on the underside of your ship.
Yeah.
Oh, the dragon spotted my submarine.
Nice.
So the dragon was curious. Does this dragon have a name? It sounds so barbaric to just call him the dragon.
Hold on.
Sand.
Zelifar.
Zelifar, yeah.
Zelifar. All right. Well, thank you very much. But so that was you have an alliance with this dragon? Are you good friends? It's kind of a tall order to be doing for a curious bronze dragon.
While he's saying all that, I just kind of sniff the wine and I just like sip a little bit of it.
It tastes
Weak.
exquisite. It tastes exquisite. This is
Oh.
good stuff.
Well then, I guess it gets downed in one go.
Yeah, like Kara, you
Oops.
kind of taste it a little bit cautiously at first, and then nope, it's good, it's
Yeah.
gone.
And then it's gone. It's like, where did my wine go?
Yeah.
Like the glass
He,
and all. I'm like, how did I?
Zardoz stops and takes note and smiles.
The Black Staff of Waterdeep asked us to find out what his intentions were, and we thought this might be the best way to pacify him.
Official Greyhand business.
Mm-hmm.
Magnificent. I am being drug into this. This is exciting.
We apologize for any inconvenience.
None caused at all. I was looking forward to actually having to sup with you and to meet you all. So I'm actually very glad that the fortune would strike and have you cross my path so soon.
Is there like a pitcher of wine?
Yeah.
Like
Laura
Laura
can
just
buy.
came here.
You
to
actually
drink.
see him. He snaps his fingers and
Oh.
Nimblewright walks in holding a decanter of wine and immediately fills it.
Oh. Thank you.
Of course,
Oh,
as much as you desire.
It's poison.
God, we're gonna be
When
dragging
do I
her
get
outta
to?
here.
Yeah.
When do I
Oh,
get to?
and actually, as soon as it fills yours, the Nimblewright walks around and refills his wine glass
Oh,
and
okay.
drinks too.
It's a good thing you took off all your chainmail and everything for us to.
Well, that way, if I fall off the boat, I won't drown.
But please, partake. This meal was specifically made for this night. Please do not waste it.
what food is being served?
It's
Yeah.
nothing. It's invisible.
Like-
Or imaginary.
Yeah, did you ever see Hook?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
great!
it's-
It's like all that weird.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's like Play-Doh.
Yeah. Cool. Way to go.
Shaving cream, colored shaving
Oh
cream
God.
with gelatin in it.
But no, he's got like a roast goose, ham. There's beef. There's fruits and fine breads, vegetables. There's a number of very tasty and a wide variety of different foods.
I give the beef the side eye.
It's actually like positioned like furthest on the table from you,
Yeah.
and
Alright.
closest to Azerath.
Okay.
I have to assume. So
Shall there be dessert?
Kara's playing a game called Where's the Poison?
She'll find it.
Yeah, it sucks too because I'm like, I have a spell to detect poison.
I got
And
it.
I'm like, I was like, this would be the perfect time. Why didn't I prepare this?
I'm gonna cast Detect Poison. It's all in Kara.
You guys are fine.
Just like,
It's false.
damn it.
It's like Princess Bride, just laughing, red cheek.
This wine was poisoned. No,
They poisoned her. No, she just had
She
an
just
entire
like
picture
that.
to herself.
That's just Kara.
You guys start eating, and it is delicious. This is probably the best meal you guys have eaten
Yeah.
since coming to Waterdeep,
I eat
if
salad.
not in your lives.
That is not a strong, like...
Yeah, no, like I fully imagine Ekizi's never even seen this much
Yeah,
food in one
like,
in
I
one
am
place.
scared of the food. I stick to the salad, and like, even then it's like
He
the
comes
simple
out
salad.
with a feed bag. It's like a mixed salad in there.
Oh, thank God, I know how to eat this.
Yeah, Kara's eating everything, but not like all at once. Calm down. No. No, she's trying like a little bit of everything, and she's being like very polite and I guess formal about it, but very, very quiet still.
So, what brings you all to Waterdeep? Are you native here? Are you from this fair city?
Basically the war.
Basically, the war.
Yes. We're just
There is no war in Waterdeep.
Well, the war up north and east.
Yes.
That's where most
What
of us
brought you
met.
to here?
new
the-
life.
Just
A road.
we met each other, and then we wanted to re-catch up, so we thought, what a better place than Waterdeep.
Fair enough. Well spoken. Well spoken. What better place than Waterdeep? Have you been here long?
Probably close to a month.
It's
About
probably been longer than that.
Yeah.
Like,
but-
Month
2
and a
months?
half.
Well, you
two?
guys have probably been in Waterdeep for a couple months. At this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, so probably like 2.5 months.
Okay. Fascinating. Very, very interesting. What are you doing here? Like, I mean, obviously you're taking part in alliance activities, but I mean, what do you do here?
We have a
Not all at once.
we have a tavern that we're
I'm like trying to be
Refurbishing.
like,
refurbishing.
Business owners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of fell on us.
Oh.
for free.
For free?
Well, it was payment.
Payment for what, Protect?
Rescuing the old lord's son.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Rainer Neverember.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
yeah, it was like a combo situation. Him and
Volo's friend.
Volo's friend.
Volo Gadarn.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sure.
sure.
Darn
yeah.
that.
I have not had the pleasure of meeting him personally, but I've heard a lot of his exploits. I own several of his books.
You two would get along famously.
Why, thank you. I
He's
appreciate
down
it.
at the Yawning Portal typically.
I will do endeavor to meet him at some point.
They meet and the world just
So
explodes.
did old DeGalt Neverember gift you with this tavern then?
No, Volo had the deed. So, and we were actually working for him at the time.
Oh, I see. So Volo, how does Volo know Rainer? This is all very interesting.
I think it was more of just a coincidence that Rainer was involved in that particular caper. But we did end up saving him,
Oh,
so he was grateful.
It was like accident on purpose kind of thing.
I see. Very, very interesting. I apologize for all of the questions. This is just also fascinating to me.
We're just hungry.
And eat, and like as you guys
Like
were eating.
her plate is just all trying to let's try everything.
And
eat
honestly,
around
as you
it.
guys are eating, like as the plates are like getting, it's one of those where as soon as they're like half empty, the nimble right comes back and takes them away and brings back fresh food.
I am going to like keep a close eye on this nimble, right?
I
Okay.
think a lot.
Does it look familiar? Like, compared to the other nimble rights we've seen.
Well, the only other nimble right that you guys have actually seen
That's true.
bore witness to was Nim.
That's
And
true.
that was
And
just
this one
us
is,
two.
and I mean, near as you can tell, this one is definitely not Nim.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's impossible to glean any kind of
Okay.
information like that from this nimble right.
Okay.
Well, he hasn't tried to kill me, so.
I think after
Maybe.
Elara had that talk with Nim, she feels bad for Nimble Rights, especially like she has a soft spot for him now.
Okay.
Because he had a personality, she hopes that they all do.
I get that. Yeah, sure, absolutely. What you rolling for?
How drunk Kara's
And what's the result?
Yeah.
Well,
how many times has that nimble right refilled her glass?
I got a 15 on my Constitution saving throw, and oh wait, I get resistance against poison. I don't know if that's means advantage or I'm just not that drunk yet.
No, it probably hasn't hit you yet.
No.
I mean, this is fine wine, not
Hard dwarven ale.
Yeah, it tastes.
That she's
good.
used to.
Honestly, this is probably like
It's like fruit
it tastes
juice to
good,
her.
but it's probably not her thing. I would imagine.
It's like Welch's.
Yeah, like this is alcohol in the same way that
It's like-
that in the same way that like jelly is grapes. Like so, like you're technically not wrong. But...
Yeah. I think she's also playing the game of like how many do I have to drink?
She wants to see how many she can drink before she actually gets drunk.
Yeah, before she starts getting like tipsy
Okay,
or buzzed.
yeah. Everybody else roll a perception check.
Uh-oh.
Okay. 15.
18.
11.
You two notice that. No, screw it. All three of you notice. DC 10. Why not? That Kara is definitely drinking way more than she's eating.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Looks like the
Kara.
nimble right is just staying by her.
Yeah. Anytime you guys see you don't even realize it until like halfway through the dinner, but like 50% of the time the nimble right is refilling plates. The other 50% of the time it's there to refill Kara's drink.
Oh no. Is she like starting to sway?
No,
Okay.
Good.
it's just that she's drinking a lot.
Like you guys have seen her drink a lot, but this
Yes.
is like a lot.
Even by that standard?
Yeah.
Like white girl wasted?
No.
Not
Like
yet.
yeah, she's working up to that. But this is wine, and she's like, eh.
So did you guys have any questions for Zardoz or?
So I think Elara is gonna ask him about his business and how he got started, kind of thing. So
Time to
Is
make up a
he-
backstory, man.
because he's the one who runs the carnival, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he owns all
Just
of
making
these,
sure that
yes.
you paid attention to that, right?
I,
What?
I was gonna say, like, in the middle of you guys talking, she's like, what's a submarine? like an hour later. She wasn't drunk enough to start talking yet.
It's really funny.
We all just kind of turn and slowly
Just like
look
it all
at her.
Sort of stop and just
Okay,
swilling
so
your drink.
so Zardoz starts talking about his business. He explains to you that that the Sea Maidens Fair, it was what it's officially called. It's a seafaring carnival based in Luskan that travels around along the Sword Coast. Provides good, wholesome entertainment in the form of fantastic street parades. He goes on to tell you how, like, when he was young, you know, his father slaved away and worked so hard to try to get something going and never could. But when his father passed, Zord stepped up and took his father's legacy and built on top of it on what his father couldn't, and eventually, you know, rose the ranks to own the 3 ships, and it's a very successful car. And then Kara has her, what's a submarine? and it gets quiet.
Elara's kind of like, I was gonna ask him.
Oh.
A submarine is a boat that goes under the water and keeps the people inside of it safe.
Are they wet?
Perfectly spoken.
But are they wet?
On the outside, yes.
Wait. it fills with water?
No.
Or just goes under?
It goes under the water.
Oh.
Hey, Car, you want some more wine?
Yeah!
He actually takes like a he reaches over and there's like a cashew shell, a couple cashew shells over laying next to him, and he picks them up and he takes a pea and puts it inside the cashew. He says, "This pea is you." And he puts it in the cashew and he closes the cashew. "This is the submarine." Then he leans over and plops the cashew in, like the cashew shell, in your wine glass, and then pushes it down till it's submerged, and then it pops up again, and he takes it, and he opens it, and the pea inside is dry, and he says, "That is how a submarine works."
So why do you have a submarine?
Because if given the chance, wouldn't you have a submarine?
I'm not asking you, Ekizi.
But that is the answer that I would give.
God damn it.
When you have lived a impoverished life as I did when I was young, and have come to great fortune as I have now, you tend to live life extravagantly. And being seafaring in a seafaring carnival, I found that a submersible was a very stylish way to travel when needed.
Okay.
Ekizi's just drawing on a napkin now of like a very happy stick figure minotaur riding in a submarine.
Can, we ride in it?
I'm afraid that is impossible.
Does it not work?
It works just fine. It is not that much space.
She puts a frowny face on the
Like, how many people can
crumples up the napkin and throws it over his shoulder.
Why are you so curious about my submarine?
'Cause it's cool!
I've never seen or heard of one.
We are becoming friends, yes?
Sure. I
I
guess.
would say that
Good wine.
when we are good friends, I will take you in my submarine.
How do we become good friends so I can ride in your weird underground boat?
He sits back and ponders for a moment. That is a very interesting question. I would say that time is one factor needed to become good friends. Time, trust, and favors.
Oh.
There it is. Found it, guys.
Friends help each other. I have no need of anything right now.
We're not gonna godfather anybody for you.
When I am not asking you to. Although
Just saying now.
I appreciate the thought. No, nothing nefarious, nothing dastardly. It's just good to know that there are a group of very capable adventurers in Waterdeep that can have my back.
I feel like this is a lot for just a submarine ride.
Drunken insight check. Actually, she's probably not drunk
Make
yet.
it a disadvantage. You're drunk enough.
We're still using the accent more.
Alright, that's a good number.
Although if anybody else would like to, you can. as well.
Okay.
At not disadvantage.
Oh, that's an even worse number! 10.
18.
I rolled a 19 on my first roll.
Honestly, he seems to be pretty on the level to you guys. He's not.
That's fair.
Yeah, he
That's
seems
good.
to be pretty upfront with you right now.
Who usually rides your submarine and why?
Well, I do in case of an emergency.
That's a good idea.
Why, thank you. I pride myself on my good
little
ideas.
pea in a cashew, hidden in a wine glass.
And he had it set down on the ground, on the table, and when you say that, he just pushes it with his finger and it slides across the table towards you. Exactly.
That's very smart, though.
Why, thank you.
Kind of like a bunker, but underwater. She just keeps going with like analogies, it's like, like awkwardly.
Your friend is quite charming. I really like her.
The only one that thinks so.
Yeah.
Oh, come now. I'm sure that you guys are all good friends.
Good friends, yes, but not as good a friend as to call her charming.
Yeah. That's why I like him. He's honest.
Agreed. All right. So as dinner winds down, the Nimble Right returns with a grand feast of desserts.
Oh.
Elara asks if he's named his nimble right.
No, I cannot say that I have.
Can I?
What would you name it?
Jack.
Jack. Henceforth known as Jack.
Is there any desserts that are super alcoholic, like rum cake or?
Sure. Kara is now starting to sway.
Uh-oh.
And, you guys notice her mannerisms. Like, you've seen her drunk, and you know. She drunk.
She
So,
drunk.
she drunk.
Like she doesn't say anything.
Like
stupid.
really bad. Like usually she'll get drunk, but this is like bad.
She's had a rough day.
So then as dinner winds down and dessert, Zardoz stands up and... Well, thank you all for your audience. I appreciate your time. Please take care with your friend. She seems to be
We'll get her home.
rather jovial. So you guys are brought up to the main deck and board the dinghy, and you are brought back to the harbor.
I nearly fall out like twice.
Roll a dexterity check.
Oh, at
God.
disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
I did really good. 15.
You do not fall out of the boat.
I'm just like at the front.
But it's actually the back.
Yeah.
So.
And it keeps
How
holding
far
on to
out
her.
are
All right,
we?
you guys get back to the mainland and make your way to the city of the dead, I trust.
Oh yeah.
No,
But-
I go home to get my armor and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
I
Like,
imagine.
I don't want to go into this.
I mean,
Not.
as drunk as she is, she's just conscious
She
enough
knows
to
what-
know.
she knows what's what to do.
Yeah.
We'll probably have to like pour her into the armor.
Yeah, thank
But-
you. I appreciate that.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys make it to the city of the dead. A little late, but not nothing that's gonna cause any problems. Sir Ambrose is there waiting for you. He's looking haggard.
Old.
Yeah, haggard and old. He grumbles at you guys. All right, so I will patrol the north side of the city of the dead. You patrol the south.
Sounds like a very good plan, sir.
We'll meet you at dawnbreak. Keep an eye out. Stay safe.
Will do.
He marches off. So it is dark. You guys are full. It is cold and rainy. Anything in particular? Any flavor you guys want to add to this?
I splashed cold water on my face.
Oh,
You're super
you
drunk.
yeah, it's raining.
From-
It's raining and cold.
From like a pool.
bird bath.
So, yeah. I was gonna say, but yeah.
Ekizi takes this like super seriously, so she's keeping an eye out for anything that moves.
Okay.
All
All right.
I'll roll it all. At
Are you guys all splitting up? Are you staying together? Like,
Maybe,
what's? How are you doing this?
maybe we should split up, but in pairs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That probably
Okay.
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay.
Nose goes to not take the drunk one though.
Same.
So Elara and Kara are together.
I figured.
How are you guys splitting up?
Wait, I didn't want to go with the drunk one.
I'll take care of Kara.
Okay.
You would be the most intense.
The soberest one.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys split off. I want. We'll start with Elara and Azerath. I would like you both to make a perception check.
19.
You kind of patrol through the rain and the cold. What does that look like to you guys? Like, are you doing anything in particular to try to stay warm or alert? I mean, it's you guys were up all day searching, and now you're going to be up all night. So
Yeah. She's not gonna sit down, because if she sits down, then she's gonna pass out.
Sure.
But she just keeps walking.
Like I said, I'm gonna use my breath to kind of like warm up the air
Okay.
around us. Just deep and heavy inhales and exhales.
Okay, I dig it. Yeah, like not quite using your breath weapon, but just enough to keep you guys a little bit warm. Okay, yeah. So you guys are kind of you're kind of being forced to walk in a little bit of a huddle. Are you guys just walking silently and keeping an eye out? Or are you chatting? What's going on?
I think silently, because we want to take this seriously, so
Okay.
if we don't pay attention, then we'll miss something.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Kara and Ekizi, both of you roll perception checks. Kara at disadvantage.
8.
16.
Okay. Ekizi, it's difficult to keep an eye out and take this seriously when you have Kara that you're literally having to
Yeah.
guide and help. As the night wears on, Kara, you're starting to feel less fun drunk and more oh god drunk.
Before I get to that point, she's kind of like drunk mumbling, about, just saying like coward and...
Okay, before we get to that point, so what does this look like to you guys? Like, how are you going about this?
Ekizi is like trying to keep one eye on everything that's going on in the City of the Dead, and one eye on Kara to make sure she doesn't trip or hurt herself,
Okay.
or throw up in a bush somewhere and choke on her vomit or something.
Are you like helping her walk and keep steady, or
Yeah.
are you okay?
Yeah.
Probably every now and then she's like...
Like, just nudge her back on the road.
Okay, so she's walking like a step in front
Yeah.
of you. Okay, so and then Kara's mumbling around and saying things like coward. And,
Yeah, she's just... like, you get, like, bits and pieces where she's just talking about, being a coward and can't do it, and... it's, like, hard to say if she's referring to herself or just, like, someone or in general. And... yeah, she just, like, every time she talks about this, she just, like, seems like she's getting lower and lower. And then she'll talk about, like, drinking. And, like, she needs one or something. And it's... you kind of notice, like, a pattern or a correlation into what she's kind of talking about as she keeps talking about it. Or mumbling about it, I should say. But yeah, just stumbling around and... like,
Alright.
every now and then she, doesn't realize you're there and just, like, ugh!
Just like pick her up and put her back on
Yeah,
the road.
and just like stumbles, and I'm like, what is that, a tree?
Okay. Ekizi, are you responding in any way, or are you just
No.
okay? So I'm gonna say as the night wears on, like I said, Elara and Azerath, you guys don't see any unusual activity or notice anything other than just it's quiet, it's dark. All you hear is the patter of rain on the grass and on the mausoleums and stone. You can see the faint lights from the torches, the lanterns that are lit with everlasting spells dotting the area. But it's quiet and calm. So you notice nothing. Ekizi and Kara, as you're walking through, after a while, Kara's mumbling kind of fades, and she's just walking in silence, stumbling around and
Probably not as stumbly.
right,
as she
right,
was, but-
getting a little bit straightened, but
Yeah.
slowing
I
down
think
as well.
Dwarves sober a little faster.
Yeah. Slowing down a little bit, and because of that, Ekizi, at some point you kind of like subconsciously stop paying as much attention to
Okay.
her, and
Do I lose her at that point?
you turn around and you thought you heard something like a footstep or something, and you kind of turned around and look, and when you look back, she's gone. Clara is
I'm
just
so quick.
gone.
Yeah.
And so you stop, and you're just kind of standing there in the rain. You just hear this soft patter of on the grass and on the stone and nothing. There's no other sounds. You're trying to strain your ears, trying to hear for Kara. Maybe she stepped aside into a bush and started retching but you don't hear that. You don't hear clanking her armor. You don't hear anything. And then you get this unnerving sensation that you're being watched. And you look around and you don't see anything. And you look around again and you're just searching and searching. And your fur is matted and cold and wet. And then in the darkness, for a brief moment, you think you see a pair of red eyes staring at you.
Okay.
And then you could hear almost faintly sounds of screaming in your head.
Oh. I don't like that at all.
Just faintly. And then something suddenly bumps into you and you blink and the screaming stops and The dots are gone, and Kara is just running to you.
She's vomiting on your feet.
Oh no.
Just a little bit.
I don't have feet. I have hooves.
Oh, your foot
Less
is
to clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. She thought you were a tree.
And so those eyes are just gone now.
Yeah,
right?
when you look again, where you were looking at
Mm-hmm.
where the eyes were, you just see it's like between two gravestones and nothing else.
Okay.
In fact, and when you kind of like blink a little bit, like and peer through the haze, you see there's a tree like right beyond there. There's nothing that could have possibly been there.
Okay. Don't like that.
I would like everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Alright.
12.
13.
Net.
22.
Nice. As dawn breaks, Ekizi and Elara, you both are just exhausted. It has been a long day. It has been an equally long night, and you are just drained. Kara found your second. You found your second wind. You
Right
feel you're hungover. You're very dehydrated, and you've got a splitting headache, and your throat is kind of on fire, and tastes of vomit. You don't remember anything after sitting down, and the last thing you remember is submarine. That's
Does she remember what a
it.
submarine is?
Probably vaguely.
Okay.
Something about a nut
And a pea.
Maybe a peanut. You're not really sure. And then you get bits and pieces of the night. You just remember a lot of cold, a lot of darkness, and then Ekizi, and you remember at times you wanting to just hug and hold Ekizi because she's big and soft. But you didn't do that. You're pretty sure. There's
I
no, you
hope I
couldn't have done
didn't.
that. And then
Look around,
Azerath,
you're
you
just
feel as
carrying
fresh as a
me.
daisy. Like this is honestly bringing you back to like I'm gonna say. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say in the night. You're walking, you're trudging along, probably an hour before dawn, and you're feeling it. You're sore. You're tired. It's been a long day. You see Elara is just drudging along. Your deep breaths have taken it out of you, and like you feel like you're ready to collapse. When all of a sudden you kind of hear a voice in your head, a familiar voice, say, "Be strong. Do this." And when you hear that, you just feel this energized, and it feels like Lindy's reached down and blessed you with more strength for the day, and your God has bestowed upon you a second wind, and suddenly you're just you're ready for another day. And by dawn, the rain breaks, gives way to a thick fog, and you guys meet up with Sir Ambrose, who's looking haggard and cold, and just like you guys almost. Take it you saw nothing. All right, well, tonight then again we will see you at dusk. And he trudges off.
We need to go home and get some shut-eye.
Yeah.
We gotta be up and looking for a dude about a thing.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head back to the manor. Are you taking a long rest then, or
Probably a short rest.
just
Probably
a
a
short
short
rest?
rest, yeah. I can
Okay.
get by with that.
So a few hours, you guys get a little bit of shut eye, and you wake up probably early afternoon, and Ekizi and Elara, you guys feel like you need more sleep, but you got jobs to do. Kara, your hangover has passed. Azerath, you're still feeling great. You probably woke up that morning and started doing sit-ups or something. I don't know.
So we have to do this for 9 more days, so or nights, I should say.
Well, we also need to find that man.
Oh yeah.
That man with the very distinct description.
The very distinct description.
Yes. That I will now recite to you.
Harkos.
Yeah, Harpo Marks.
Harkos Swornhold.
Yeah.
So is that what you guys are doing? Heading down to Dockboard and continuing the search?
Yeah, we're gonna go to that bar that we.
Okay. Yeah,
found
you head to the Fisheye Tavern where
Yeah.
you last heard that he was sighted. I assume Elara is still leading the investigation.
Yeah.
So make your investigation check at advantage.
And I poke you for guidance.
I can probably assume. I'm not telling Ben this, but I can probably assume he looks a lot like his brother. Very similar.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. If she sees him and they don't notice him,
That's
15.
Did you add a d4 to that?
You know what, then, Kara, if you're going to try to find him before they do, I want you to roll your investigation as well. Not at advantage.
And I'm not giving you guidance because I don't know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Someone's keeping secrets.
2.
Okay. Laura, you said you got 15?
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, you spend another afternoon, another 8 hours, honestly, almost, just searching around Dockward, following lead from lead to lead. Some of them are dead ends, some of them aren't. Some of them, you feel like you're on the verge of finding him. And, oh yeah, he was just in that shop. And you run in the shop, and there's a guy who looks kind of like this guy, but after a little while, you do find out. They tell you, no, tomorrow, he'll be, you should be down at the docks recruiting some Kenku for Xanathar.
I guess we'll be down here tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. And then you're gonna report back to Sir Ambrose.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Oh, I need to reset my spells.
All right. I want everybody to roll a Constitution check again.
Oh, that's a bad number.
No.
Can I
Fine.
guide myself? 8.
Nat 20.
Nice.
I was 1 away. 24.
Nice. Okay,
5.
so Ekizi and Elara, as you guys approach the cemetery, you're walking up there going, that was harder than I thought it would be. Like the traveling around to the dock ward and talking to people and just going back and forth and back and forth. You guys are not up for this. This is not what you want to be doing tonight. You're walking up in the cold rain. It's because it's raining again. Of course it's raining again.
Of course.
And you're like, oh, I have a warm bed at home. Kara's probably feeling better than you have in a few days. You're walking up there, and Azerath, oh my god. Azerath,
He's like skipping. He's like, I love cemetery.
Well, at night you had a dream of Lindy's coming to you and telling you that this job that you've been tasked with, this mission is critical and will lead you to your ultimate goal, and you woke up going, yeah! Like, oh!
You're just in the mirror brushing his teeth.
And that's when you woke up and started doing the aforementioned push-ups and sit-ups and pumped. And like the entire time you're searching through dock ward, you're just like, skeletons, here I come, I'm gonna smite you down.
I'm so excited for skeletons.
And you're just riding this high all day, and probably contributed to these two's exhaustion. And you guys.
Elara's just been like this to him.
All right. So you guys meet up with Sir Ambrose. And, all right. We'll meet you again here in the morning. And he trudges off.
All right.
How are we doing this then? Same way as last night, or?
We should probably do different groups this time.
One sleepy person with one less sleepy person?
Yeah.
Okay. Azerath is the least sleepy, and I am the most sleepy. So we'll go together.
I
And
rolled
then
a
those
5.
I rolled a 4.
Oh, you rolled I was like, I thought he got an 8.
I did, but I
You were
rolled a
arguing
4.
about that.
I got a 5.
Okay, you guys are like standing there,
Yeah.
like trying to decide where you're splitting off to, and Ekizi and Elara are arguing about who's tired.
Yeah.
Who's more tired.
And then we both just fall
That's how
asleep on our feet.
tired we are. Okay, Kara and I will go together then.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. So Kara and Elara, we'll start with you two. Go ahead and roll perception checks for me.
13.
Nat 20, bitch.
Nice.
Sorry.
So how does this look? What does your two romp through the cold night look like?
She is making up for her poor partnership with Ekizi, and she is just like keen eyes, like Legolas. What does your elf eyes see? She's just like,
Just running around to different bushes.
yeah.
She's just running around to a bush like, I'm watching you! She's like a
right.
marble statue of
Yeah.
some sort of like some
It's like
some
that-
god that was
Oh.
honoring the dead, and you walk up to it.
It's like it's like Blart Mall Cop where he's like diving and rolling around, and that's what she's doing, and you're just like,
Yeah, Elara's just too tired to tell her, like, the statue's not moving.
Yeah.
No.
she just like in the bush, and there's like leaves in her hair, and she's so big.
Okay, so it looks like Elara's walking so slow, and then around Elara, it's just
like
Kara,
back and forth,
rolling.
like rolling and just like appearing,
Just going around in circles around her. So it's like, Elara here.
Yeah, she's like
Kara.
on it.
Yeah. So as you guys are traveling, Elara, you don't see anything, and Kara, like, you're keeping a sharp eye out, and you do not see any movement. There are a few times where you see these two, and you're like, so a brief moment, you're like,
You're ready to throw my
Never
hand
mind,
axe?
never mind. It's not a Minotaur skeleton, it's just a Minotaur. It's Ekizi. Okay, alright, so.
What a fun
Ekizi and Azerath, I would like you both to roll perception checks.
Okay. I'm gonna poke Azerath to give him guidance, so he
Okay.
can roll an additional d4 and add to it. Oh, I should have done myself.
Yeah, he doesn't need it. He's like, I'm fueled by my god.
I look for them.
Yeah, but it literally costs me nothing to constantly cast
Yeah.
guidance on everything.
Fair enough.
14.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
You two are equally observant somehow.
Yeah. And I've got I've cast produce flames. So I'm holding a little fireball like a lantern and like keeping it dry from the rain and like.
Oh.
All right, Azerath, how are you? Like, the same thing as last night, or are you? Because I mean, obviously, Ekizi's got a little bit better protection against the elements than Elara did. So.
Are you
I
gonna
have a
roll
hood.
around like Kara is?
And fur. That's more what I was leaning towards, but
I have a
okay.
hood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I brought a rain jacket.
Yeah. I got a poncho.
I think, like, at
Like,
this
don't you
point,
have to
like,
put
I'm just
those
so
over your
pumped,
head?
I don't even care that
Not
it's
mine.
raining. I'm just dealing with it.
Sounds good to me. Yep. Yeah, you guys patrol for another night, and nothing happens. Nothing eventful happens. You guys, dawn breaks. Ekizi and Elara have a level of exhaustion at this point.
We do.
Now
Okay.
at this point, yes.
Okay.
So another night has gone by. Sir Ambrose again meets you. Nothing. Okay. See you tonight. And then he marches off. So you guys get back home.
What?
Yeah, you guys get back home.
Yes. Oh, okay.
Are you taking a short rest or a long rest?
I'm a short rest.
Ekizi means to take a short rest. It does not end that way.
Okay.
I'm taking a short rest because I'm going to go and look for what's his face.
Okay. Well, hold on.
I'll take a long rest.
Okay. So after a few hours, Azerath and Kara, you both wake, getting ready, and like Kara's downstairs in the tavern. Azerath, you notice that both Ekizi and Elara are like not up, so you like I guess you probably go to their doors and knock. There's no response from Ekizi.
Yeah. Ekizi is a rough sleeper at the best of times, so like you're halfway convinced she's dead in there.
Like maybe she's out downstairs already.
And then Kara, are you trying to sneak out of the house then?
Yeah, and I left a note that just says "went out K."
Went out, okay? Alright, I actually want you to roll a stealth check.
Yeah.
And Azerath, I'd like you to roll a
One more.
perception check at disadvantage.
You've had so many.
11.
21.
Okay. So Azerath, after you knock on their doors to no avail, you head down to the tavern to get Kara, and all you find is that note.
I guess I want to try.
You're like, what the hell?
Assuming
Like fuming.
they aren't up yet,
Sonia.
I'm going to
It's a fair assumption to make.
Yeah.
try and get a trail on Kara.
I want you to make an investigation check, and Kara, you're gonna go looking for the guy.
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
1, not natural.
Oh, fuck no worries. Goddamn
Yeah, Kara, you head down to where they said that he was gonna be trying to recruit Kenku, and there's just like nobody there. There's just nobody of interest there, so you do not find him. Azerath though does find you. Yeah, Azerath, you kind of step out with the note in hand, and you just kind of look around the Troll Skull Alley.
I didn't make
and
it
you're
very
like,
far.
I've got an entire city to search. So
Right
you
there.
pray to Lindy's. Close your eyes for a moment. And when you open your eyes, you just know, check dockboard, and you kind of go back. You just kind of meander and get down there looking for her, and find yourself where you were planning on looking for your mark, and there's Kara.
Asking.
She has not noticed you yet.
Nope.
In fact, I imagine she's kind of, at this point, standing at the edge of a dock, just kind of gazing out into the ocean, into the bay.
I want to.
Get him.
Sorry.
Go to jail.
I want to go and talk to Kara and basically be like, hey, why would you come out here by yourself? You know, this area is dangerous right now.
Get
Like-
short.
So yeah, Azerath walks up behind you and
Kind of jumps.
Yeah.
I feel like if it was Elara, she'd just smack you on the back of the head, like,
Idiot! You're by yourself.
Ekizi would silently judge you.
Yeah.
like she did the entire first night.
Yeah. I'm just, I was looking for, a brewer. Yeah.
Make a deception check. Make an insight check.
not very good.
Please don't believe me. That was awful.
Alright, what'd you get?
15.
5.
So she doesn't believe you.
That makes sense. You are drunk. For the bar, not right now. Roll deception check. All right.
You don't have to lie right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, listen, Cara.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good idea. Alright, she's thinking ahead.
He's like, thinking about AA for
Adventurers Anonymous.
Yeah.
Does the church take in alcoholics?
Get rid of their phones.
Alright, well, let's go see if we can find this brewer.
Took it and ran with it.
Yeah.
We'll say by this point, Elara and Ekizi both wake up
Oh, thank God.
after a long rest. Azerath and Kara are both gone.
Uh-oh.
What do you do?
Note car gone.
Did you leave a note?
I know.
Did you leave her note?
No, I took
Okay, like, here's the thing though, is that leaving the note and not leaving the note would have the exact same effect on Ekizi.
What time of day is it right now?
Late afternoon.
Okay. So
There's enough time to get a little bit of investigating in
Yeah.
before night.
I mean, we should probably go look for them. And if we can't find them, then just head to...
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea.
So, I'd like, okay, so I'm going to assume she's like, oh yeah, let's go, and then, oh god, how long should I play along with this? And, like, after Azerath asks, like, a couple of people, and they're just like, huh? She's like, alright, I lied. I didn't. Tears streaming down his face, anime style. I believed you.
We wasted our whole day. What
To
were
be
you?
fair, it took you most of the day to find her. So you guys haven't been searching around for too long. But
Carm's looking forlornly out on the bay.
So
No,
what were
I
you really doing down there?
came here looking for Harko.
By yourself,
Yeah.
knowing he's gathering Kanku.
Yeah.
Why would you do this?
I knew his brother. He was a soldier. He died during the war and I was responsible for him. And I want to make it right as best I can.
I'm sorry to hear of your sorrows. But, maybe if timing is right, we can do what you need to do before we silent him.
Well, I want to give him a chance. Maybe we can get him to leave, and we don't have to kill him. We could just say he was never here.
But they already know he's here. I mean, maybe we can make him disappear without killing.
Yeah, I mean, just all I ask is that we give him one chance, and if that doesn't happen, then I mean, yeah, they want us to do it quietly, but I don't know. I mean, just
So, Kara and Elara, what do you... Or, Kara, excuse me. Ekizi and
I was in the
Elara.
middle of a monologue.
You got both right.
I guess we should probably look over the dock ward and
That's...
kind of, yeah.
I want you both to roll investigation checks.
Okay. I bop her on the head for guidance.
Yeah. Okay, I got a nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you guys get up and walk down there.
And we know immediately where they are and
Yeah.
just like walk there.
Like, you just happen across them. Like, you're walking down there and you find Azerath and Kara and they seem to be in the middle of a heartfelt conversation.
He's like, wah, whatever.
So, Kara, you were literally just saying, I want to give him a
Yeah.
second chance, when all of a sudden these two show up. And you guys hear the last bit of that. The
Uh-oh.
want to give him a second chance. Or want to give him a chance.
Yeah.
And then you guys walk up.
I feel like Oh, hi, guys.
What are we talking about?
I...
We were just discussing the brewer.
Yeah. I want to try him out, give him a chance, you know?
I'm rolling an insight check.
Roll a deception check.
Both of us?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're both lying to her.
20.
Never mind, she won.
18.
Yeah, no. No chance.
You both know they're lying.
I squint. I give you the sad cow eyes.
Large glares.
It's fine. It's gonna happen. They'll be here for. I knew Harko's brother. He was a soldier that I was in charge of, and he died. I was kind of wanting to give him a second chance. I feel like I owe it to him.
You would be giving him a third chance.
Ooh, third.
He already had his second chance when he was banished.
Ooh.
He made his choices.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't owe him for his bad choices.
You could always bury him with the memory of his brother.
Wow.
My heart!
Kara, I hate to say it.
So,
It's right. How many chances can you give a guy before you're finally like,
I have to try it. I can't
he's
I
trying
can't
it.
knowingly kill him or try to without giving him a chance.
Well, I mean,
We can hear what he has to say, but if he's not willing to at least come with us to the Black Staff, then you know what we have to do.
Yeah, I know.
and you don't have to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to leave you guys hanging, but I don't want to.
He's not his brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's a totally separate person.
Well, what if he's this way because they had a lot of bad things happen to them? Why, maybe his brother's this way is because he felt like he had no other choice.
There's always a choice, Kara. You just chose the wrong one.
Dying emotionally.
so you guys gonna continue on your investigation then?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Early evening.
Oh.
We still
You've got like another couple hours of investigation.
Okay.
Okay.
And with a nat 20, you're not gonna have to roll again. So, Elara, you're kind of like, so if we're looking for this guy, this isn't the right area. And Azerath and Car like, what the hell are you talking about? And like, no, it's like 2 docks down.
Like, you guys are wasting your time all day today.
Yeah.
She's just running around this one dock,
Yeah.
like, this is the only dock, right? I don't know water stuff.
Alara's
guys,
like, you guys, we talked about this yesterday.
So you guys head over to the alleyway that you were told about, and you kind of you turn the corner, and you see there are 2 Kenku and the man of the matching that description, talking in a huddled in like a corner.
Do you want the opportunity to talk to it?
Yeah, if I can.
Then go.
Thank you. Ekizi.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. I kind of like quickly get my bag out and get the dagger.
Okay.
And I don't have my axe drawn. I'm just, this is very...
Okay. So you're going to approach. Yeah, you're going to approach
Yeah.
in an obviously non-threatening way.
Yeah.
As soon as you get like halfway down the alleyway, one of the Kenku notices you and says, "There!" And Harko turns and sees you approach and kind of steps in between you and the Kenku. What do you want?
I need to talk to you.
He kind of looks back at them and then at you. What? What do you mean you need to talk to me?
You're Harko Swornhold, right?
He turns around quickly. One of you birds
Wait,
talk.
No. Just listen real quick, please.
He turns back around.
My name is Kara. Kara Stonesmith. I was your brother Sarad's commanding officer.
At the mention of his brother's name, you see him kind of react. Like he flinches a little bit. Like he was not expecting that.
I'm sorry to have to tell you this. I show him the dagger.
He just stares at it. What happened?
There was an attack, and we were outnumbered and outflanked, and
You got him killed. Is that what you've come to tell me?
yeah.
He takes the dagger from your hands and kind of holds it. He was my only family. And you got him killed? He clenches the dagger
Uh-oh.
and attempts to stab you with it. Roll initiative.
Well, that went as well as to be expected.
Nat 20.
Doesn't
Or
matter.
22,
Yeah,
but
I
I
was gonna
just
say,
like
doesn't matter
saying Nat
initiative.
20. Leave it be. It's
She
so
likes
pretty.
saying it, we don't say it often. It's really cool.
Elara, what'd you get?
22.
Ekizi?
15.
Kara?
18.
Azerath?
21.
So the bandit captain, Harko, gets to attack first, because he's got a surprise attack on him. Dagger. Oh, and he got a nat 20!
Oh.
How fitting. Holy crap.
Makes
Wow.
sense, actually.
Dealing 4 damage to Kara.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Took
Alrighty,
it right in the
so-
shoulder.
Yeah, he rears back and just stabs you in the arm immediately, and you're just kind of like,
Oh.
huh. Elara, you see this happen from around the corner. You get to act first.
Okay. I'm gonna yell a command word at him.
So, what is your command word?
Freeze.
Okay, and
Wisdom saving throw of 13.
he got a 3. So he freezes as soon as the dagger enters her arm. He just freezes there.
It's frozen. Just walk away from it.
It's at an angle! I'm short! He aimed down!
And when he does freeze, he's just staring into your eyes, and just you can see, like Kara. There's a moment where like time stretches on, where you don't feel the dagger, you don't feel the pain. You're just looking into his eyes, and you see the eyes of a brother who has lost his only family and is just filled with rage at you.
Yeah.
The moment stretches on. Elara, are you going to do anything else?
A lot closer.
Okay. Yeah, you can make it up to them.
What?
in this turn.
No.
They're within 30 feet of you if you would like to get to them. You see the Kenku are like going for their swords.
Ah, those bastards. I just walk a little bit closer.
Azerath.
I'm going to run up and attack one of the king.
So you run past, you rush past Elara, Kara, and Harko. Fortunately, he does not get an opportunity of attack on you because he's frozen. But yeah, you can go ahead and make an attack on one of the Kenku.
14.
That is a hit.
8.
So yeah, you run over and attack one of these Kenku and practically cleave it in half. It's still standing, but it does not look to be good. This Kenku is not happy with what just happened. You hear, "Fuck!"
In a weird voice, it's not kinky.
No, that's just the voice he heard.
Yeah.
You hung around a lot in bars and shit.
Yeah.
In fact, it sounded like Harko. You just hear Harko's voice. Fuck! Alright. Kara.
I'm gonna grapple him.
Just grab him in a bear hug.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm sorry!
I guess making an armed attack at advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, he's frozen.
he's frozen.
But should you take your arm away from us?
No, it's coming
Oh.
with me.
Oh God. Make it worse.
23?
Alright, yeah, you wrap your arms around him. Are you like trying to pin his arms to his side, or like how are you grappling him? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, like hold him, like sleeper hold, neck hold, arm hold, whatever I got.
Alright, yeah, you jump up and like wrap your elbow around his neck and like you're trying to force him to the ground. Is that what
Yeah.
you're trying to do? Okay. You grab a hold of him, but you're not going to be able to force him to the ground until your next turn.
That's
cool. Alright, Ekizi.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to summon my spirit totem in the form of a hawk, kind of centered around all the chaos. Like, how big is the fight? Is it within 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So, I can use my reaction to give advantage to one of my allies on an attack roll, and we also have advantage on perception checks.
So a spectral hawk just kind of shows up, like just kind of soars out of the sky and starts flying around the battlefield, like swinging around you guys in like weird circular, like figure 8 patterns.
And then I'm gonna launch my produce flame ball at the Kenku that Azerath attacked but didn't kill.
Okay,
9.
that is a miss. So yeah, it flies by and like as Azerath cut into it, it flinched and the fireball flies past it. So both of these Kenku are going to attack Azerath. Nat 20 on the first one.
Stop rolling well.
Azerath take 9.
Ooh.
E.
Yeah, the Kenku that you slashed, he kind of just shoves his sword up into a chink in your armor and just cuts into you. And the other one, 15. Nope. Alright, so the other one slashes at you, but you parry it with your sword. Harko is still frozen. Elara.
I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the one that wasn't injured.
Okay. 15.
God dang!
Alright. This Kenku sees wise your game and just slides away. Azerath?
Matrix.
I'm gonna go after that Kenku I already almost sliced in half.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my reaction to give him advantage.
14.
14 to hit is a hit.
11 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you fully cleave this guy. Finish him if you would like. Finish him if you want to have that.
So I basically just grab him by his neck, finish slicing him in half, and then throw him into the water.
Okay. Kara. So you are you're grappling this guy and trying to get him in a sleeper hold.
Yeah.
Trying to force him to the ground. You now feel that he is no longer frozen by Elara's command and is starting to fight against you. So if you would like to force him to the ground, make a strength check.
Nat 1. Wait, how did I do that?
Yeah, you're trying to shove him to the ground, and he kind of shifts his weight, and all of a sudden, the weight that you were pushing on him is turned to his advantage, and you fly over his shoulder, and he slams you on the ground. Take 1 damage. Ekizi?
Okay. How many Kenku do we still have standing?
1.
Oh.
There were only 2.
Oh, okay.
Or 2.
Then I will use my Goring Rush action. I charge that critter, and then I stab him with my horn.
Okay.
That's going to be 14.
Alright, that is a hit.
9 damage.
Nice. You rush over and gore this one. He quickly, adjusts and breaks off of your horn. Not breaking your horn, of course, but he does not look too great.
Okay. Then I am going to shove him 5 feet towards Azerath.
Okay. Yeah, you when you do that, you shoves over there, as he was popping off of your horn, you throw him over in front of Azerath, basically standing on his fallen friend's corpse. So, and then he is going to attempt to attack you, Ekizi, since you just gored him.
I wish you wouldn't, but okay.
Ooh, wow. Okay, that's gonna hit. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
5 damage. Yeah, he quickly swipes around and cuts into your back as you right after you rushed him. Harko is then going to draw. He is going to you see him drop the dagger and draw his scimitar, and he is going to come down and start stabbing at you with it. No, he doesn't drop the dagger. He tosses it to his left hand and then grabs the scimitar with his right.
Ooh, do builder, eh? Alright. I'm in for it now. Oh, shit.
Alright, and he's going to attack you twice with the scimitar and once with the dagger. So, scimitar number 1, nat 1.
Excellent.
I
do the splits and it hits
so
between my legs.
he swipes down at you and you raise your shield up and slam it into his wrist, and the scimitar flies out of his grasp and lands next to you. But he is going to attack you with his dagger still. So that is not a hit. It's 10 to hit.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Curses when that happens. Elara? So you've got one very wounded Kenku in between Azerath and Ekizi, and you've got a very angry but not advantageous looking Harko standing above Kara.
I'm gonna go for Harko because I think they got the other one.
Probably a fair assessment.
I don't want to cast Inflict Wounds on him in case you want to keep him alive.
I'm leaving it up to you.
But
Kara
I feel
has
like-
her own agenda. She will not begrudge you whatever you do.
Okay, because I feel like the look in his eye, he's not gonna stop until you're dead.
Oh yeah, no, that's a fair assumption.
That is another fair assessment of the situation.
I, Penny, do not want to lose my character.
So I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds
Okay.
on him. 15.
Barely hits.
13.
13 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah, you run up and, grab a hold of his arm, the one that he was going to slash down and bashed out, so his free arm, basically, and channel your energy into him, and you see him, scream in pain. Azerath.
Alright, I'm gonna go after that Kinku. 20?
That's a hit.
14 damage.
Jesus. That would have outright killed him, finish him.
Surprise me.
Alright, you see him, he swiped at Ekizi and tore into her back a little bit, and you see the opportunity, you kind of flip your sword around and just drive it into his back, stabbing him right through and impaling him and stabbing him into the ground, and then lift your foot up and put it on his back and shove him off your sword. Anything else from you?
Turn it on, please.
I'm going to move over to where they're fighting.
Alright,
Good job.
Kara.
I'm gonna punch him.
Okay.
Because I still haven't drawn axe. No! 10.
She punched herself.
Alright, no, you don't. You swipe up at him and he just kind of moves out of the way. You're out of... It's hard to fight while you're on the ground.
I guess I stood up and then tried to hit him, but I was still off.
Okay,
off
yeah,
my
that'll
feet.
work. That'll work. That'll be your move action getting up. Ekizi?
Okay, I am going to...
My dice are like accurately rolling for how Kara feels about this situation.
I'm gonna produce flame and toss another flame at him, and I'm gonna use my reaction to give myself advantage.
Okay.
That will.
11.
Yeah,
It's me.
you toss a fireball at him, but it doesn't even hit him. It just goes astray.
Yeah, I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Harko grabs his scimitar and then continues to attack Kara. His first scimitar attack, nat 20.
Oh, I
Uh-oh.
love this. I love the way this fight is going.
First attack is 10 damage.
Oh.
Second attack, he rolled an 18. That's going to hit 8 damage. And then his third attack with his dagger,
God.
17 to hit. I don't think that
No.
hits.
Oh, that's damage.
Alright.
Jeez, with that little dagger.
So yeah, he's slash, and then stab, and doesn't quite get you on
Okay.
the stab. So, but he is going at you with a fury.
Makes sense.
That makes Elara's turn.
Actually, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on him.
Okay. I'm so sorry. It's an 18 to save.
Stop rolling so well!
Alright, Azerath.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Divine Favor, which allows me to deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage for 1 minute.
Nice.
And then I'm going to attack him with the longsword.
I'm gonna use my reaction to give him advantage.
22,
22 is a hit.
so 11 damage.
Alright, yeah, you run over and slash into him. You can see a bright trail of white light left on his armor, but you cut into his arm a little bit, but unfortunately nothing much
Weaks
more
at
than
you.
that. Kara.
I'm gonna draw my axe.
Okay.
The battle axe. I'm gonna hit him.
Alrighty.
19 plus.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Okay. 10.
Alrighty. The fight gets real as Kara draws her axe and brings it down on him. He tries to bring up his scimitar to parry and doesn't quite do it. You slam into him and you can see he's jarred from it. It hurt him pretty good.
Action surge.
Kara's going ham.
Yeah. 13.
Okay, yeah. No, this time he does parry it.
I keep.
Alright, Ekizi.
I am
Is it
going
right
to
next each
cast
other? It was in the dark.
Healing
No.
Spirit
Oh.
using my bonus action. So I am going to make my big cool looking Minotaur, the same one that I got the glass statue made out of, appears behind Kara and like puts his big meaty hands on her shoulders. So now whenever one of us enters that space, we can regain 1d6 HP.
Okay.
Or starts our turn there.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was my bonus action?
I was gonna say, does your hawk stick around?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that's a class feature, that's not a spell. And then I will Goring Rush this dude.
Okay.
Fuck my ass, 13.
That is a miss. Yeah, you
Run up there and just, oh!
You run at him and he kind of matadors you and just kind of steps aside.
So upset by this. Okay.
Then he's going to take all 3 of his attacks to hit Kara again.
And he's really good at
First one, 20 to hit, that hits.
Yep.
For 4 damage. Second attack, oh, that is a miss. He rolled a 3. And then with his dagger, that is a 16. That's not going to do it.
No. So I was going to, because he hit me, or no, when he missed me, sorry, because he missed me, I'm going to use Riposte. So when a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend 1 superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against it. Add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll on hit. 22.
That's a hit.
11 damage.
He's not looking great. Yeah, you cut into him and he's bleeding quite profusely now.
Okay.
Elara.
I'm gonna do something that she's never done before. I'm going to attack him with my crossbow.
Okay.
Fuck. Now one.
Okay, you're fighting point blank, and you whip out your crossbow, and as you're ready to take aim, like you're not even sure whose it is, but an errant weapon just comes over and knocks the crossbow from your hands and clatters to the ground.
Come on!
Yeah.
Azerath's turn.
White.
I'm gonna hit him with my longsword again.
Okay.
Still like mother, it's clearly green.
Still blue. Yeah, bye blue.
19 is a hit, by the way.
16 damage.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, you slash into him, and he cries out in pain this time. You cut into that same spot and cut through his armor and wound him very badly. Kara.
I'm gonna battle axe him. Wait, 25.
25 hits.
10 damage.
Finish him.
I just you hurt him really bad, and it was just.
We'll say he even fell to his knees.
Yeah, it looks like he's suffering, and it's just she doesn't know what to say, but she just looks so awful and sorry about this whole just everything, and
when after he fell to his knees, and as you're standing before him, he looks up to you, and he's still got that intent to kill, that unrelenting unforgiveness, and he spits.
Yeah, she takes his head off.
It's a quiet moment. It fades to a silhouette. All you see is red with black silhouette. Slice his head off, and it hits the ground with a thump. And then his body hits the ground.
I sheath my battle axe, and I grab the dagger. And does he have something on him that's sort of like a necklace or a personal item or?
Yeah, you kind of rifle through him a little bit. You find a letter, basically addressed to him, saying, recruit for Xanathar, with instructions. We're specifically looking for Kenku, so you kind of get that confirmation. But and then you find, you know what? I'm gonna say you find another letter, and this one is addressed to him, and it's from his brother.
Yeah.
And all it says is, "See you soon. Buy you a drink." And it's old and faded and cracked at the edges, like this was written years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I take the dagger and I'm in the letter, and I'm just gentle with it, with both of these things, and I open up my bag and I put them with the others, and I just close it up and I walk away.
And that's where I'm going to call it.